Hi guys, my name is TB. I'm very ill since October 2014, and I'm getting worse every day. So I want to apologize. I have written everything down, and I will read it because my brain is very affected, and my memory, especially my short term memory, is almost inexistent. So, during this journey, I was diagnosed with ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, Lyme disease, and some co-infections like Bartonella and Ehrlichia. The worst of all, total food and water sensitivity, intolerance, type 2 diabetes or pre-diabetes. The doctors can't agree on this one. Increased insulin resistance, glucose intolerance, surface and inner neuropathy, low production of ATP molecule, malnutrition, malabsorption, gastroparesis or gastroparalysis, I'm not sure. The list goes on. It seems that my entire nervous system is shutting down and my body follows. My quality of life is actually, I have no life. It's just fight for survival and hoping for something to change and to start to heal. So, I will begin with how this whole insanity started. It's important to know that since I was 19, I developed high insulin resistance after I took some anabolic steroids. Since then, I always fought to keep a normal weight. I was in the gym 3-5 times per week since I was 16, and exercise was part of my life, of course, until I got sick in 2014. But even with so much exercise, um, I could not lose the weight, so I could not fix this insulin resistance issue. So because of this, I tried the raw vegan diet for about a year, following the 80-10-10 diet, which is a diet based on fruit, nuts, and vegetables. 80% of this diet is uh, consists in eating large quantities of fruits. I did this at the advice of my business partner, who felt great on it. And so when this started, I was in the best shape of my life. I had it all: a great family, friends. Financially, I was doing more than great. I knew what I had to do with my life. So in May 2014, I developed a rash on my entire body except my face that lasted for about 4 days. So I don't remember exactly. I felt fatigued and I had fever. Even it felt like a flu, but I didn't have a runny nose or something to resemble a flu, only the fatigue and fever. After the rush disappeared for about 3 days, I had itchy feet like something was crawling under the skin. It was unbearable. I remember while being at work, I was searching for parasites because it felt like something literally was crawling under my skin. After this episode, my life returned to normal, but I had a weird, drunk, dizzy feeling, especially in the morning while waking up, and when I was in large, closed spaces like a mall or a shopping center. I didn't pay much attention to it. I was busy with my life. After about a month, um, I worked as an IT engineer. I had a very sharp mind. So after about a month, I noticed that I could not perform anymore. My brain was foggy. I was always tired. It was difficult writing code and had to take breaks every hour or so. Otherwise, I had migraines. I tried to ignore it, thinking that it would pass, and I pushed myself. I remember pushing myself in the gym. I was staying there for 3 4 hours. But it didn't work. I so between June and until the end of September 2014, fatigue, memory issues, and especially this drunk feeling got worse. And also, I started to have low blood sugar, especially in the gym. Had to urinate small amounts during training, which was really weird. Also, my feet were swollen with a weird numbness feeling. Then one morning in October, I woke up with the most atrocious migraine, feeling like I didn't have any sleep. Again, I tried to ignore it and went to work, but I will remember that morning until my last day. I ate a fruit smoothie and felt intoxicated, like I drank 2 bottles of vodka and took a hand of sleeping pills. It was so bad, uh, I started to cry. Something was changed. I also started to urinate every 20 40 minutes, and my prostate was inflamed. I did some research on the web, and everything pointed out that I might have diabetes, uh, which made sense considering that I ate so many sugar in the fruits. I don't know. For the next 3 4 weeks, I kept eating fruits, every time, feeling like I was about to die, with this drunken feeling and terrible fatigue. On the outside, you could it was not noticeable that I feel drunk or intoxicated. My expression, my face looked the same. Um, so I bought a glucometer, and I continued to eat like this for about a month. My blood sugar was in normal range. At, at the advice of a nutritionist doctor, I started to eat a normal diet, and in the first day I had muesli with milk, and indeed my blood sugar spiked to about 220 milligrams per deciliter. The problem wasn't is still not the number. Problem is the highest it gets, the more drunk, like intoxicated I feel. It's like I have a glucometer in my brain. I can tell my initially in the first months I could tell my blood sugar based on how high drunk I felt. Right now I have so many neurological symptoms that it's difficult to tell anymore. My second meal was fish with vegetables. I crashed. My hands got cold. Blood pressure was low, with low pulse, heart palpitations. And I asked the nutritionist about this, and she said that I ate so many fruits and did too much exercise, and somehow I consumed all my proteins in my body. Of course, this is stupid, but I'm not a doctor, so overnight I became intolerant to all food, especially carbohydrates. Every time I ate, I was still am neurologically intoxicated with extreme fatigue and all kind of weird neurological symptoms. It feels like I'm breaking down. I started to eat mostly salads, but I had a reaction even to salads. So as time passed, I developed more and more symptoms to a point that my life is unbearable. So okay, so my current symptoms now: migraines. Migraines. Before this, I had head pain and migraines, but now this is something else. Migraines from hell. My brain hurts so bad that I can feel it inside my skull. And after I eat, after meals, or if I try to do a minimal effort, something simple like speaking with someone, it gets so worse. It's insane. I feel like someone is putting knives in my brain. My brain and body feels just like having extreme flu with high fever but without the fever. Surface and inner neuropathy on my hands, arms, legs, scalp, anus, and other parts of my body. I think except my torso, I have it everywhere. Everywhere. Um, I even have it on my tongue. It's incredible. This stuff is painful. The surface neuropathy feels like thousands of pins and needles that are pricking my skin. The inner ones that affect my larger nerves um, are the worst. It's like someone is taking a sharp object and is poking my nerves with it. Because of this, my arms are and legs, especially my arms. It seems that my arms are more affected, are numb, and I'm starting to lose control over them. My arms, especially my forearms, feels like they are dropping. They're very weak. I can still feel them, but sometimes it feels like I don't have any arms anymore. If I stand up, the neuropathy gets worse. I can feel my nerves ramifications on my arms and legs. It's a really unpleasant feeling. So of course this also gets very bad after I eat, especially if I eat food that um, makes this stuff real worse, like bread or fruits or anything that has gluten. So I always feel like I'm drunk with a hangover. This is somehow related to blood sugar, or at least it seems so. The higher the blood sugar, the worse it gets. I have done this goddamn glucose tolerance test, I think 5 times. Every time my blood sugar would stop at about 200 milligrams per deciliter. For me, this feels like I had 2 bottles of vodka, like I said, but it's not funny. It's vodka alcohol without the fun. In the morning, my blood sugar is always in normal range. Brain fog to a point I can't use my brain at all, just to do simple things. Uh, it's so bad I can't have a simple conversation with someone. Most of the time, I feel like I'm outside of the body. This is why I've written everything down. It would be impossible for me to tell this from my memory. Even though before this illness, I was a very intelligent guy. Confusion and dizziness, pressure in my brain, and after I eat, it feels like my brain is filling with water. Unbearable fatigue. Used to be active all day, go to gym, do all kind of things. Now the fatigue is so profound. I have to plan when to go to the toilet. It's like every cell of my body is shutting down and can function. After meals and most of the day, I can keep my eyes open. Sorry guys, I need to take a break. Very sensitive to sound and light, especially a few hours after I wake up. Ringing in my ears. I started with one tiny tooth. Now I have so many that I can't count them. It's a mixture of ringing and buzzing and wishing on different tones. These tiny tools disappear after I eat and they return in 1-3 hours after meals. Popping in my ears every time I swallow. This also disappears after meals. Vision with snow, blurry vision that comes and go, double vision that comes and go. After images, when the high drunk feeling gets worse, I have drunk vision. I don't know how to call it. The best way I can describe it is like when drinking alcohol and have the sluggish vision, dry eyes, like I have sand in my eyes, constant fruity sweet taste in my mouth, and I'm starting to lose the feeling of taste. Everything has a sweet taste, even water. Always thirsty, and I can't tell anymore if I had enough water. I can drink a gallon of water, and as soon as I'm finishing drinking, I'm thirsty again, and I also get a bit dizzier. So I react even to water. I have to be careful how much water I drink, otherwise my brain feels like it's filled with water. Insane, but frequent urination and inflamed prostate. This is embarrassing, but during the night I have to pee in a bottle because I don't have the energy to go to toilet. And my brain is messed up by the sleeping pill that I take. I know this urination problem is happening because my ADH hormone, which is antidiuretic hormone that is made in the brain, is under normal values. Joint pain, especially my knees and ankles. Sharp shooting pain in my joints, especially my ankles and my arms. Cracking noises in my knees is getting difficult to walk. Constipation if I touch any meat or animal product. The stool color is not as it should be, and it has a foul smell like it's rotten. Undigested food in stool. Pale yellow skin, very noticeable on my hands. I don't know if it's noticeable on the camera, but my skin is actually yellow too, almost yellow. Because of my insulin resistance, it's almost impossible to lose weight. I even water fasted for a week, hoping that this will help, and I only lost 1 kilogram. And as soon as I put any food in me, instead of burning it, it gets stuck in my fats, on my fat. So doctors are perplexed when I say that I don't really eat because I look fine on the outside. I should be a walking skeleton considering my diet. Lost ability to sleep. I think my brain is unable to create melatonin, the sleep hormone. So I have to take melatonin every night to be able to sleep for a few hours. Without it, I can't sleep a single minute. I am mostly in bed. I try to do something like walking for 2 minutes. Neuropathy gets insanely worse, and my brain doesn't like it. Migraines are becoming unbearable. Everything gets really, really bad. Especially when I'm on my feet, I can feel my damaged nerves on my hands and on my arms and legs. It's not a pleasant feeling. Like don't during this insanity, the only thing that it helps it's exercise. But with so much pain right now, it's almost in the fatigue and everything else. It's impossible to exercise, and if I do push myself, after 20 after an hour, 20 minutes, an hour, I crash so bad I can't even move my head. So for the next 2 days I'm worse than ever. I don't know, probably because my cells can produce energy, I'm not sure. And the worst of all, what prevents me to heal and what got me to this point is this total food sensitivity. I mean, I can't, there is absolutely no food that I can touch without feeling like I'm dying. If I eat fruits, the high feeling becomes unbearable. Everything else gets messed up. If I eat any grain that has gluten, it's a living hell. I can't even eat salad. So right now, my wife is keeping me alive with a diet composed of nuts, seeds, some vegetables, from time to time chicken, and some low carb grains that doesn't contain gluten. But even with this stuff, it's just I'm just prolonging this disease. So I'm not healing. I'm getting worse. I literally don't know how to eat. I don't know what. This is crazy. So because of this diet, my wife has to stay in the kitchen mostly all day because I can't eat raw nuts or raw vegetables. They have to be cooked in a certain way. It's unbearable. So I am sick. Basically, my entire family is sick. It's not just me because of me. I receive no form of energy, vitality from food. Uh, I thought that, and this was my theory from the beginning. My insulin resistance is so bad that I had it for so long. My brain my brain has developed some insulin resistance, and it cannot process sugar, and also my body can get glucose into the cells. This is why everything is shutting down. But I've seen so many diabetes doctors, and they all said that it's not the case. I also react to IVs intravenously. I think it's called vitamins or uh, glucose or whatever. So it's not just my intestine; it's much deeper than that. There are many other symptoms like kidney pains and liver gut. Sorry, um, liver sharp shooting pain in my liver and in my gut. So I got to a point where I don't know what to think anymore. I'm just anyway. These are my symptoms and how I got here. In the next video, I will tell about the journey so far to visit doctors. The nightmare of seeing doctors and searching for answers and help. Thank you for watching.